So for anyone who's interested in the Apple Card, some very interesting news has come out just recently about Goldman Sachs. So Goldman Sachs, if you don't know, is the financial institution that actually is backing up the monetary side, the banking side of the Apple Card, while Apple delivers, the software service on top. But since they actually have entered that deal since 2019 and offered customers the Apple Card, Goldman Sachs, apparently, this is according to the Wall Street Journal, Goldman Sachs apparently has lost over $1 billion. I have no idea how that's even possible, but it seems like Goldman Sachs are not happy and they do not want to be working with Apple anymore. And apparently, according to the article, they are trying to handball it to another company. What this means for Apple Card, I have some ideas, I have some speculation, and I think it actually could be a great thing in the end for consumers. So let's have a look. So since 2019, Goldman Sachs has been supplying the banking side for Apple Card. Now, Apple has released a couple of different products since then in collaboration with Goldman Sachs. So just recently, you've had the savings account with the really high yield. You've also got the buy now, pay later deals going on as well, amongst a bunch of other services with that card. However, now Goldman Sachs is saying, we don't want any of that. This is getting too much for us. We're not making enough money. Time for someone else to take the torch, pass the mantle, whatever you call it. Because they're not making money right now. They're not happy. Goldman Sachs apparently has never actually released their own card to consumers. They have cards for other business, corporate, institutions or whatever, corporate clients, but they've never actually released a financial product, a credit card, to consumers, the public. This is really important to know. This is a key thing that I think is contributing to them losing apparently over $1 billion in this deal with Apple. I think that they underestimated how hard it is actually to release a consumer product. I think they were very happy with B2B financial services, and now they've jumped in the bed with Apple and they have realized how rough it is in this industry, especially in the financial market. Any number of things could have contributed to Goldman Sachs losing that amount of money, whether it be consumers not paying back their debts, too many, not high enough fees for them to cover their costs, could be anything. But what the important thing is they're not canceling the deal, they're transferring it to another company. And that company is American Express. And this is super interesting. It's not just another bank. It's not just, some other corporation in America. It's American Express. And the great thing about American Express is it's a global financial institution. They aren't just based in America. They aren't tied to America in any way. They are completely global. That's their entire business model. They facilitate all your financial needs, all your credit card needs, wherever you are in the world, whichever country you come from. But if Goldman Sachs is actually passing their Apple Card deal to American Express and Apple gives them the thumbs up, tick of approval for that, this could open up the floodgates for Apple Card, because since they actually released the Apple Card in 2019, it has been geo-restricted completely just to America. Now, I don't know if this was initially their intention, but when Apple actually pitched the Apple Card idea, Goldman Sachs actually wasn't the first company they had in mind to partner for the Apple Card. They actually approached a lot of other banks and financial institutions before approaching Goldman Sachs, who eventually, accepted the deal. But what the caveat was, Goldman Sachs, they don't have a global presence. They're really just stuck in America. So that resulted in America having the Apple Card stuck in America. They couldn't really offer it to other consumers in other countries because Goldman Sachs isn't in that country. I personally live in Australia, and I've been waiting for the Apple Card for a very long time, and I thought they would have released it by now in at least a few other countries, but they haven't. So now Goldman Sachs is passing this deal, this partnership with Apple onto another company, potentially American Express. That could actually speed up the spread of Apple Card to other countries. So what this actually means from this point onwards is we want to keep an eye on what actually Apple does from this point onwards. Goldman Sachs is now publicly saying they don't want to be in partnership with Apple. Apple has to agree. Legally, they can't just break the deal. Apple has to agree that they want to work with another company and not Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs can't just like pull the rug onto Apple and, not work with them and pass it on to another company. They actually have to get Apple's approval. So Apple apparently hasn't commented on this. We don't really know a whole bunch about this news right now, but apparently the Wall Street Journal has some insider information, and we'll see where this goes. But I am really very hopeful that Goldman Sachs gets the thumbs up from Apple, and we actually see Apple Card be put in the hands of American Express, which I think is a much better company actually to deal with that kind of product, that kind of financial product. And what it could also enable is a lot more variability in what Apple can offer in terms of financial services. Like if American Express has so many different cards. They have a whole bunch of, they've been in this game for a long time, right? And they service not only consumers or just like, regular everyday customers, they service business, and, they are known for servicing corporate clients as well. So they have both. They have experience. They have a long history in being able to service both ends of the spectrum in terms of private and, corporate and regular consumers. So this might open the floodgates for Apple actually to release a bunch of new cards potentially, maybe some lower tier cards, and actually segregate it into like high, mid, and low tier cards where anyone can get one. And maybe it's like a plastic card for the base tier. Maybe there's like, a premium middle class tier, and then you get like the titanium one at the very end with all the perks that it currently comes with. But not everyone can afford, not everyone has the luxury of having a really high credit score, especially in some other countries. So maybe they are able to offer more financial services to more people if they go with American Express for their Apple Card. Who knows? And they might be able to offer more like services like they have with their savings account. So it'd be really interesting to see where Apple goes with this, if they give it the tick of approval. And I would absolutely love to see American Express take over the Apple Card whole back end of that, because Goldman Sachs seems like they fumbled the bag, honestly. Seems like they didn't really know what they were up for. They wanted to, innovate, try something different, get into a new market, but they didn't really realize how crazy it would be. And especially with Apple, with their super high standards, and, I bet all the fees, and, they're taking the lion's share. Like you can bet they're taking the lion's share out of that deal. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and I'm going to stay posted on this. Hopefully this deal goes through. If it does, we should be able to see the Apple Card coming to a bunch of other countries very, very quickly if American Express get their hands on it. So yeah, anyways, that's just a quick update from me. If you like videos like this, content like this, make sure to subscribe. Please like the video, and let me know what you think about this in the comments. Goldman Sachs doing the right thing? Do you think Apple would actually approve this? Should it be American Express or maybe another financial institution? I don't know. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.